Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hardcore Heroes Arcadia. So, you're going to head with some knight and without Georg to go deliver money to this dragon.
To drop it off outside of its cave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take a bell.
You are going to take with you a knight.
Yeah.
Do you have any preference on who it is?
Someone brave. Someone eager to prove himself.
Okay. Well, there were a couple volunteers to help you go slay a dragon.
Indeed, although I'll take the most what's the word?
Rambunctious?
Of them. Yeah. Rambunctious.
The volunteer is Kel Lori Goldfeather.
Kel Goldfeather. Nice name.
Yes, she is a long-standing knight. I can make up some stats for her right now.
AKA Lori the Magnificent?
No, this is a female Lori, not a male Lori.
Let's see.
Yes. She is about 6 feet tall, about 150 something pounds, 30-ish years old. These are all ballpark figures, of course. Yes, she's actually... Oh, hold on. Those are male... Wait a minute.
Neal, portraying these unrealistic body expectations. Give your viewers...
Well, when you randomize height and weight, you get weird combos.
They aren't related at all?
They are slightly related, but not related enough. It's one of those things I need to be working on. She's 20-ish. 20. She's in her mid-20s, I should say.
20-ish hotness?
Whoa.
I don't know about her hotness. I can roll it for you if you really want, though.
Yeah.
But you don't want to know the answer to that roll.
I do. I do want to know.
There's a reason she's a knight and not a lady.
All right. All right. So, Kel Goldfeather, come with me. There's something we must do until we're ready to destroy this fiend.
Okay. She goes with you.
I grab a bag of 150 gold and a bell.
Okay. The two of you head down the now abandoned path to the mines.
So I'll get as close as Kel Goldfeather's willing to get. Like, how far away is she willing to sort of walk up to the entrance?
I think that both of you stop once the mine comes into clear view, and you can see the kind of yellowish-green vapors rolling out of the mine and then being blown away by the gentle breeze.
Where does the dragon fear kick in? I didn't feel it even right up at the entrance of the mine, correct?
You didn't, yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I'll start that. I mean, I give her a brave look and keep walking to the mine.
Okay. Just finish rolling her HP and stuff.
About halfway.
Why are you gonna need that, Neal?
You never know when you're gonna need it.
About halfway there, if she's looking nervous, I'll say, Kel Goldfeather, I'll be out of town tomorrow. It's no accident that you're here.
I figured. What is it that you intend? Me to be the delivery girl for this gold?
I say, now that we're quite close to the cave, I'll say, I only intend to send our most noble of knights to deliver our payment to this great dragon. And then I whisper, at least until we kill it.
She nods and kind of a tap on her nose a little bit. As you guys approach the mine, you can see that little office that's nearby it that should have the plans for the mine within it.
No, we already grabbed them, right?
Perfect. You've already grabbed the plans.
Yeah.
So you've looked over the plans before. I can actually give them to you now. I have them.
Okay.
Roll 20
that's
already.
something I wanted to work out. I wanted to try and map out where the dragon could go.
Right.
In the mine.
So the plans are already in roll 20. If you look under the handout section, There's mine, floor 1, floor 2, and floor 3.
Is the red line on the left where you come in?
Yes.
Okay. Has any
Where is
attempt
this?
been made?
Under the
mine,
handout
there we go.
section.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
So the entrance is the left. The red is the normal mining area. That was the section built by humans. The green stuff to the far right was built by dwarves and is, height appropriate for dwarves.
Okay.
And then the hot pink stuff are changing levels to a floor below it. The gray lines flowing around are a ventilation system that the dwarf informs you was built by a gnome some 100 years ago that was imported here. It's this kind of wooden cubicle box, or I guess a square box that flows through the mine, and it was attached to this big crank and wheel that had a bellow. So someone would sit outside the mines cranking this thing, which would pump fresh air into the mine and split off into these different paths. But now that you're here, you can see the crank and bellows contraption is missing, and the front box that enters into the mines is slightly broken. It looks like it's been ripped apart.
All right. Okay. So we could clear out the gas if that was working.
Yeah, if you could
Sounds
get that.
like
to
you
work,
need an
you'd probably
engineer.
All right. Well,
is there gas billowing out of the mines right now?
Yeah, it's not like huge roiling clouds of gas coming out. It's more like it's slowly seeping out and just gets a little bit blown away. It looks thicker than the last time you were here.
Okay, and I don't know if this is on the map that you gave me, but where is the walled-off chamber, that walled-off passage that
Georg knows about? So if you go down to the second floor, mine floor 2, at the bottom there's that big square, big red square. And straight up from there is a greenish blob on the side.
Yeah.
Right? You would be right there on the left side of the red line next to the greenish blob.
What's the greenish blob?
All the green sections are heighted for dwarves. So like a red box would be kind of a cleared out area where a bunch of people could stand.
So it's an opening that's half, it's like slanted roof or like half.
Right, so like a corridor, and then someone's like at a lower height built a room where dwarves could hang out for whatever reason.
So is the assumption here that anywhere that's red, the dragon could go through, presumably?
Yes. People can go through the red areas without problems. The green areas are sized for dwarves. It's unlikely that the dragon could fit in one of the dwarven areas, but maybe the dragon's a little smaller than you think. Maybe dragons are more cat-like or cockroach-like or mouse-like, and they can really squeeze through tight areas. Maybe it's got a reduce spell.
Sure, but there's only 3 real chambers, right? That could be like dragon sort of main lair area.
Well, there's one on the 3rd floor. That's kind of a nice big open chamber.
I don't see the 3rd floor on the...
You don't see mine floor 3?
Nope.
Ooh, maybe I didn't set the permissions on it correctly. That's right. I didn't. It should be in all players' journals and editable by me. There you go. Now you should be able to see mine floor 3.
Yeah, okay, so there's 5 chambers.
Yeah, there's 1 on mine floor 3, there's 2 on mine floor 2, and 2 on mine floor 1.
Yeah, but... Alright. Nice to know. I note the broken ventilation system, and...
Is there gas billowing out of the ventilation system? Or was there when I saw it, or is there now?
There is some gas coming out of it, yeah. It's like a 1x1 area, though, so it's not like a huge thing of gas.
How much work does it look like needs to be done on that to fix it?
To fix the bellows and stuff?
Yeah.
Well, the whole thing's removed, so you would need to rebuild it from scratch. Make an engineering check and give me like an hour of paperwork, and you can figure it out.
Okay, but what I mean is, like, can someone run in and do it in the course of 2 hours, or is it like a job that's going to take a few days?
It would probably take a while. Yeah. Because you'd need to make sure it's airtight, you need to get the exact measurements, you'd need to build it in place, and then you would need to crank it for many, many hours to clear out all the air in the mine. And then, even if you did that, all the toxic gas would be flowing directly towards you, out of the front of the mine, towards the person cranking it. So whoever was operating that crank would probably get themselves killed.
All right. Well, that doesn't seem like a great solution then.
No, it's not a practical solution for clearing it out while the dragon's in there. When the dragon's gone, I'm sure you could create some sort of like pole to crank it.
Okay. All right. Well, I continue with my approach to the dragon's cave.
Okay. You guys get to within 100 feet.
Is she follows me that far?
Oh, yeah. Right beside you the whole way. She's got her chainmail on. She's got a shield strapped to her arm, a sword at her side, but it's not drawn.
All right. And then I will... how far do you reckon I can throw this bag of gold?
You could probably throw it 30 yards.
It's about 100 feet, right? So
Yeah.
I will... I'll make sure it's tied.
Mm-hmm.
And I will throw it to the entrance of the mine.
Okay. It kind of lands near the entrance to the mine.
I'll wait a few heartbeats for any great commotion from inside the mine.
There's none.
All right, I'll walk away and start ringing the bell.
Okay. There's a pause.
Yeah, we're walking away though. We're walking away.
So you start walking away. At some point,
ding, 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 as I'm going away.
At some point, you hear this kind of low growl, and you see, kind of in the shadows of the mine entrance, behind the billowing clouds, a long, draconic snout pointing out. You can see these kind of yellowish eyes in the mist looking at you.
All right.
It doesn't make a move until you're out of sight, though.
Maybe I will turn and give it a bow.
Okay.
And walk away. All right. You think you can handle that tomorrow?
She nods and takes the bell from you.
It has to be at this time at noon.
On the dot.
Yeah, we want it to know that noon is when it gets paid. That way, when we're ready to spring our trap, it'll be perfect conditions.
Hmm.
Thank you, I know it's smart.
Okay. All right, so the party's all gathered back together.
All right, it's time to head across the river and find Tyrus.
Yeah, how should we cross the river? Get a boat, or?
Well, yes, I think we should get a boat to avoid too much of a show. All right, so I'll get one of the rowboats from the guy we usually get it from when we need to cross the river.
Yeah, not a problem. You guys row across the river. Each of you shell out a copper.
Yeah.
And
we look for Tyrus.
Yep. You don't see him at first, but once the boat goes away, he pokes his head out from behind a tree and gives you a bit of a wave and ducks back behind it again.
Tyrus. I walk up to him. How are we both feeling today?
Sheriff?
Baron? He says with a question in his voice. You've come a long way.
You have fallen so far.
Well,
how fortunes change.
If we're going to be adventuring together, it's only fair that we all wear the same uniform. Tyrus, I'm going to cast a spell on you. Try not to panic, but it could save your life. I cast Stone Skin on him.
Let me see if he trusts you. Alright. He holds still as you cast Stone Skin on him.
Nice. Alright. How far does Stone Skin go to hiding your, like, who you are? You know, like, is it going to make him harder to recognize?
I don't think so. I think it's really. Like making a stone statue of yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. I was hoping I could keep him around as my mute sort of guard, but maybe not.
Tyrus can't be owned by anyone. He's a free spirit.
You could put a helmet on him.
We'll see about that. Yeah, you could put a helmet on. The old school way.
Alright. So are we walking?
Yeah, we're walking.
Walking to capture a smoke method. Now tell me again why this is needed to slay a dragon.
Well, I'll hold this and I'll tell you. I hand him the crate.
He looks at the crate and starts walking.
He doesn't take
Tyrus!
it.
Hold the damn crate. It's too heavy for me.
How much does it weigh?
How much does it weigh?
Yeah.
That's the question for me, isn't it?
Oh.
Yeah, that is.
Is that in the PHP?
No, of course not. So you bought a wooden dog crate?
Yeah.
I think smoke methods can just turn into smoke at will.
Well, maybe not. Maybe not if you sew their mouth shut. I took a needle and thread as well.
How much does a wooden dog crate weigh?
I would guess like 20 or 30 pounds, but...
But there's all that plentiful bamboo that grows around Shybrook.
Is that a thing?
I don't know. Is it? Bamboo's light. You can make a bamboo crate. It won't be that heavy.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Weight of wooden dog crate. Ooh, these are fancy dog crates.
I need some rope as well, actually. Drag it.
Yeah, I can... Well, tell me how much it weighs, but I can probably carry it.
Do you have any rope, Georg?
Of course.
Let's just tie the rope to it and we can just drag it behind us. Right?
You'll damage it.
Well, carry it then. Carry it then.
Yeah. I pick it up and when Tyrus leaves behind, I think I'd pick it up and inspect it, and if it's less than like 20 pounds, I'll be fine.
Yeah, it's probably in the 20-pound ballpark. Not sure exactly.
Cool.
Having a hard time getting weights for these dog crates.
Alright, so I will explain to Tyrus why we need to capture the smoke method. Tyrus, look. Do you remember that first village with the dwarves that went missing?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there was smoke methods there. I didn't think too much of it at the time. But I went to spy on this thing's lair a couple of days back, and I saw a plethora of smoke methods around where the entrance to its cave would be, so they're almost certainly connected. So I don't know about what language smoke methods speak, but if we can get one back to Shybrook, maybe it can give us some answers.
The creatures are likely sneaking in from the lower plains.
Yes. Do they not need to be summoned?
They're tricksy little bastards. One gets in, can summon a whole nest of them. But well, perhaps Tyrus can tell us more about this, but they're... As I've said, the Shadow Mountains and Shirebrook are very, very close to what seems like a rift or a tear in the fabric of space-time.
You think maybe they're just coming through of their own accord?
I nod.
There still has to be something, though, that's taken these people. I don't know if you know many summoning spells, Georg, but I've got one. Summons monsters, and they're just randomly taken from somewhere nearby.
Yeah, I think we discussed this, didn't we?
Yeah, but here's the thing. You don't choose where to take the monsters from. This is quite clearly placed in the center of Shirebrook and in the center of all of these villages. No summoning spell that I know allows you to summon specific people from specific places.
Perhaps a more powerful version? Or a more powerful caster?
Perhaps. Have I read anything like that? We studied the Conjuration summoning books, Neal.
Yes, you've looked at them.
Is that an anomaly like I expect it to be? Does it have anything about that kind of thing?
It doesn't... There is something in there that... talking about summoning creatures from other planes, and there's like a small note on the side that says that is not the only way for these creatures to enter the prime materia plane, but it doesn't offer a further elaboration on how they can get in.
Sorry, I mean specifically though, most summoning spells, right, you summon goblins, but you don't get to pick where the goblins come from, they just come from somewhere.
Right, they come from somewhere on the same plane as you.
But this summoning spell has quite clearly been focused on these villages, it's not just random.
Right.
So, that's unusual as far as I'm aware for summoning spells. So I'm saying, is there anything about that kind of spell where you can choose where you summon the things from? Like,
The closest you would see is a note on Summon Lycanthrope, which summons a specific the closest specific lycanthrope of the type that you want within a certain radius. That's as close as a spell that has a specific summoning pattern that you've seen. Because everything else is kind of, you just summon goblins from somewhere in the world, and you're not sure where they're from.
I believe a gate spell can summon a specific being of great power.
But this isn't even a specific being, it's a specific area and everything in that area. So is there any AoE summoning spells that just bring everything from one place to another?
Have you not realized? You're thinking so within the box, Malachi.
What do you mean?
I mean, the limits of magic are not what is prescribed in your spell book.
No, of course, but
you can.
If this is a totally new spell that's been researched by whatever thing this is, then no amount of research will probably help us.
I don't know that demons research.
Well, exactly. Maybe it's not a demon.
I shrug.
But
I'm looking sideways at Tyrus this whole time to gauge his reaction. So, I don't know. I was sort of making illusions. Georg's got a secret theory that Tyrus knows all about this entrance to the Shadow Plane, and he's,
Tyrus is kind of taking points and pushing through the thick undergrowth, and he's not making any acknowledgement that he's even hearing your conversation.
We'll confirm my conspiracy theories later.
So I think we spend the whole journey in discussion of these topics.
Sure.
Until interrupted by lizard men or...
Tyrus, have you ever slain a dragon?
Oh yeah, that's another thing.
I don't really like to talk about the past.
So that's a no.
Tyrus, Georg and I have been discussing. Between the two of us, we've got a few spells that could make a fighter of your capability almost impervious. Specifically, though, there's a scroll in the temple that could make someone immune to a dragon's breath.
Have you told me about that?
No, but I guess I'm mentioning it now.
You've got a scroll of protection from dragons?
Dragon breath weapons, yeah. But it's short duration and...
Yes, but with enough time, perhaps I could replicate this scroll.
Ah, now that would be some feat. The problem is that the duration's a matter of minutes, and even running at twice speed, the plans for these mines are quite vast. It could be difficult to find the dragon. But with some scrying, we could discern its location before heading in. Tyrus, the plan would be that you would be impervious to its breath weapon, impervious to its attacks, moving at twice the normal rate, at almost twice the strength, and you just run in there and cut it to ribbons. As well, if anything could get you pardoned by the Count, soloing a dragon. I'm just throwing it out there. The army, we're building the ballista, hey, not everyone's...
I hope you don't take this personally, but I don't really trust you if you're telling me you're going to make me impervious to dragon breath, make me unstoppable to weapons, and run in there and kill a dragon.
Well,
every bone in my body tells me that is a trap being laid by someone who wants something else out of me.
All right, well,
Come, Tyrus, you sound so paranoid. Who here wants you dead?
We already went over this, gentlemen. You wait and see how you feel once you get hit with that new skin that I've got you. Maybe then you'll trust me a bit more.
Maybe. Why don't we focus on the task at hand?
Very well, I'm just throwing it out there.
Right. Okay, so going by foot, it's going to take you 3 days to get there.
Oh, God.
Because you're going through a forest, so you're moving at 1/3 movement rate.
You guys really not have any horses?
It's a good point. We've never had horses. We always have jeeps. Where's Jeeves? I think maybe we have a bit of a breakdown at this point. Where is Jeeves? We can't go back now. This is our only way to save them. We've got to keep pressing forward. We could get there sooner, but Tyrus must... Wait! I have a plan.
Not another spell, is it?
It is. Can we... Out of game. Can the Pegasus hold 2 people?
Yeah.
I got a plan, boys. I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. All right. Stand back.
Tyrus turns and puts his hands on his hips, tapping his foot on the ground.
You can decide between you who gets to be the big spoon.
Spoon?
I transform into a Pegasus after casting Polymorph Self.
He looks you square in the eyes, Georg, and says, "I'm the big spoon." All right, you transform yourself into a Pegasus.
Does he have the strength to carry
Yeah.
usual Pegasus strength?
The spell's kind of broken. It says you can move like normal, but you have your normal strength. You have enough strength to do your normal thing. So I think if you transform yourself into a horse, you can carry people.
Yeah, because otherwise...
It makes sense.
So Pegasus can carry 2 people? Okay.
I do think it's slightly encumbered, though, with 2 people. But,
Okay.
Probably.
All right,
but we can
that's
probably
fine.
make much better time now, can't we? Because I got there in 3 hours from Shirebrook.
And for the record, Big Spoon is totally the, I don't know.
Riding
Looking for
bitch?
the piece. Yes, it's totally riding bitch on horseback.
Yes,
So I'm
but
the
that
one
way he
riding
gets
the
to keep
horse
his
and-
eyes on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's his arms wrapped lovingly around your slightly paunchy belly.
My belly's not paunchy anymore, I don't think.
No,
I'm
I think-
gaunt from all of the adventuring, and dark magic takes a lot out of you.
Yeah.
There's probably a few awkward
But you're getting
bulges
like
in my
you're getting
robes.
kind of a soul belly, you know. Every time you consume a soul, it kind of adds a little.
Are you serious? I got a paunch.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Alright.
You're young. Your metabolism's great.
Okay.
Um,
So I guess we hop on Pegasus Malachi and ride off.
Yes. Into the sunset. No, into the mountains.
okay. What's the movement rate of a Pegasus?
48.
Oh my god! All right, you can be there in no time at all. You'll get there by the end of the day.
Alright, well, it only lasts 3 hours. It only lasts 3 hours, so it'll get me there in 3 hours, I think.
It lasts 3 hours, or do you have 2 castings?
No, it lasts what? It lasts 3 turns per level.
Wow.
Well, 2 turns
So you
per
can
level, 2
still
turns
go
per level.
36 miles in that period of time.
That can easily get us to
Yeah.
the cave.
If you're encumbered, you can still get there. So you're going to fly on Pegasus back all the way there. Is there any particular conversation on the back?
I think it's too loud to have much conversation. Does Tyrus try anything?
No, he doesn't
Does
try
she?
anything. He's not
Okay.
copping a feel or anything like that.
Or like, yeah.
Or,
So-
stabbing you with the dagger over and over again and shoving you off the Pegasus.
I'd be fine.
I will, maybe there's still a bit of duration left on the spell. I'll land near the edge of Lake Mysterium
Hmm.
and say, turn
Wait,
back into me.
We're landing at Lake Mysterium?
Yeah, because you told me that you knew someone who lived out here. I've just remembered.
Sure. So we overshoot the lair?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so. Because I want to sleep before we go the next day anyway. I want to
Okay.
have polymorph self when we get there.
All right.
You land at the edge of Lake Mysterium.
Probably
Georg,
after
you're-
dark. I guess it's only 3 hours later, right?
Yeah, so it's middle of the afternoon. Actually, late
Oh.
afternoon, because it's December, so the sun is setting pretty early. Georg, you can see from where you've landed that coastline you were hanging out at with Reptar and the others when you got attacked by gremlins.
Mhm.
And you can see the little section where the river is, and you know that Porvin's house is right next to it.
Yep. Perhaps I should go in first and make sure it's all right to bring guests.
Yeah, I
Ivan-
imagine anyone who lives
Ivan
out
is
here-
a bit of a recluse.
Yeah, no shit.
Well, so-
Why
not a
not?
word of this to anyone. He values his privacy.
Fair enough.
Meaningful
We'll wait
looks
here.
to Malachi and Tyrus.
Yeah.
And I guess so we all, I think, go to within sight of this house. Like
Sure.
A small one-room hut, right? With a
Are
little
you still
fenced
in-
garden?
Pegasus form, Malachi?
No, turn back to me to talk.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Out comes Porvin, naked as the day he was born, except for a thin belt around his waist with some pouches hanging off of it.
I stifle
Right.
a laugh.
Are they? I think I leave them a ways off, or maybe they. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're down the hill or whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
He walks to
Ivan,
meet you as you walk to meet him.
It's me, Georg. Some friends and I are.
Oh
in the
dear,
area.
you look like you've been most horribly cursed. Come here, let me see if I can do something about that.
No, it's a stone skin. It's protection.
Hmm.
I have some friends with me. Is it all right if I introduce them to you?
He looks over your shoulder.
They can be trusted. Well, at least I think the wizard can.
Fair enough. They've already seen my house. It's not like you could hide me from them now.
Well, all right. Wave
But
them over.
before you do, you know the rules.
Was that really the rule? Everyone has to be naked?
At least that's what he's claiming now.
I don't know if that's what happened last. Did it happen last time?
I think you ended up spending some time with him and just kind of hanging out naked with him in the wild.
I don't know that I really questioned it.
Yeah.
Right. I was definitely clothed when we went to the witch, but
right. But this time,
I take off my robe, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, actually, do I have anything?
Ooh,
I guess I just got.
Points.
Oh yeah. I think I go to like change somewhere privately. To get my clothes off. I like circle around. I'm like, okay, and I like sheepishly pretend like I've got to like undress in private. Even it's
even though you're going to be naked.
Yeah, I think that's totally a thing. Like you can totally like a kid. I don't know.
All right, so you like go in and step behind a tree and then like take off your robe.
and I'll slip my amulet into a pocket while I'm doing it.
Okay.
I'll leave. I do have like a wrap around.
You feel this intense burning pain on your chest when you take the amulet off. You feel your intelligence start to slip away and your mind becomes slower and foggier. And,
oh God, this is what it's like to be just a normal genius.
And as you kind of release the amulet in one of these pockets, there's this like burning cold where it normally rests against your skin that just aches and freezes, and it's a very painful experience.
Yeah.
For the sake of fun, can I have like 5 minutes left on my polymorph spell?
Sure.
I will polymorph into a attractive naked lady. And sort her up the give Tyrus a wink.
Tyrus gives you a loud whistle and a cat call as you walk away.
So I'll walk up to Porvin and introduce myself.
I think I introduced him as Ivan, just to be as confusing as Neal was when I first met the guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Ivan, my name's Malachi. Nice to meet you.
Porvin's the name.
Porvin. Apologies, my friend here. He's forgetful.
Isn't Ivan like? Isn't Porvin like his secret wizard name? And Ivan's his. I don't even know what we ruled. He just kept switching.
Porvin, we are looking for somewhere to rest for the night, but I wouldn't be so rude as to presume you would put us up. But if we could speak inside.
There's nothing to fear out here. The woods are my home. A house only provides shelter from the elements when the weather turns foul.
Fair enough.
Does Tyrus take off his armor and his clothes?
Tyrus is currently taking off his pants. He's got a lot of armor on, so it's going to be an awkward thing for him to.
Well, if we're not staying, he doesn't really need to.
Well, he's a polite man. He's following the social protocol here.
So I don't know how long you've lived out here, Porvin, but I'm sure it's been quite a while. Don't suppose you know about anything about the curse?
Curse of the Shadow Mountains. Why do you think I'm the only person that lives out here?
Oh, that's a good point. Why do you live out here? How do you
Solitude.
avoid the curse?
Why don't you think we're wearing pants?
Yeah, as if that's all it took all this time.
Well, never seen a nudist colony destroyed by the curse, have you?
That is true.
They want nothing to do with us in the Shadow Plains.
Truth be told, I'm not sure why I am unaffected.
What's that? Is that real life or is that?
No, it's my phone. I don't know why it did it. Sorry.
Is your ringtone just shouting? Or is
No,
it-
it's like a video on YouTube, but an advert.
Okay.
I don't know why it came up.
Okay.
Oh, okay. To be truthful, I don't know why the curse doesn't affect me. I think it's because I live in harmony with the world around me. I don't exploit it. I don't shape it to my will. I peacefully coexist with it.
Awkwardly, partway through this conversation, I'll probably turn back into me. Although I wouldn't be naked, I suppose.
Yeah, you're gonna have to strip down.
All right, I'll just throw my robe off when it happens.
Okay.
But
Tyrus
you see-
comes over at this point. He's still got his armor on, but he's taken the clothes off underneath it.
It looks like it shapes Tyrus.
Pinches on the hairs.
So, Porvin, what do you believe the curse to be?
Well, it could just be that the spirits of nature here are strong and reject those who would cause harm to them. Or it could be some sort of malevolent force. Certainly nothing good aligned. There are plenty of dark and foul creatures around here, he says, looking directly at Georg.
Talking about foul creatures, you ever seen any smoke methods around here?
Mostly gremlins, the occasional smoke mephit.
I'll take out my map of the mountains.
How
Point
long
to
have you
where-
seen methods here? Just recently, or
No,
long?
as long
Long
as
time
I've
is-
been here, the various imps and gremlins and troublemaking beasts have come around. The gremlins are the worst.
But what do you make of this area here? I say, pointing to the map where its lair is. You've been around there much?
Shakes his head. I don't explore the mountains. Probably
great
why
deal.
I've survived.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. There's a great deal of smoke methods in this ridge here. There's something living in there. Something colossal.
Are they in other ridges too? Or just that one?
I shrug. I don't know. I assume just that one, but perhaps not. Have you seen them all around?
They fly overhead from time to time.
Huh. Maybe it's a red herring. Well, we need somewhere to sleep, but I won't impose on you.
Well, if you're going to keep hinting at asking for an invitation, I might as well extend it. Yes, you three may stay as long as you don't deign to turn into a Pegasus again inside my house.
Thank you. Yes.
I don't want you to break anything.
So we'll go, and I want to talk with Porvin through the night and try and get any clues he has of does he know about the missing villagers?
No, he has no idea about the missing villagers.
Has he ever heard of a flying shadow over the mountains or anything?
When you ask about flying shadows over the mountains, he pauses and kind of smiles softly to himself as if remembering a fond memory and goes, "Oh, there are all sorts of shadows that cross over here."
Yes, but more specifically, a flying shadow, like a cloud of shadow. Say
A cloud of shadow? You mean fog?
No, well, maybe, yeah. Maybe.
I think the things to be worried about are the chimera that lives around here.
Oh, fuck. Wait, you know where
Another
it
chimera?
lives? Hey, wait, no, Porvin, you know where that thing lives?
Mm-hmm.
Where? Is it far?
Southwest of here. Where the mountains are thinnest between, well, actually thickest, but the land is thinnest between the lake and the coast.
When was the last time you saw this chimera?
Now that I think about it, it's been some time.
It's because I killed it.
You what?
Killed it.
Yes,
killed
it's only
a
my... Well, only my second. Yeah, I have this drawing that I did of it.
That certainly explains why there have been more bugbears and lizardmen and bullywugs around as of late. That creature was keeping them in check! Without an apex predator like that to keep the riffraff at bay, this place has been swarming with these other smaller monsters. How could you be so careless as to disrupt the natural order of things? You're a very reckless wizard, you know that?
You ever been attacked by a chimera,
Hey,
Porvin?
correct me if I'm wrong, but chimera are not natural creatures.
No, of course not.
Created by some wizard years ago.
Yes,
correct?
yes. But once one establishes itself, the ecosystem around it changes to work within it. It finds its niche, and things develop an equilibrium. And then this man here comes and muddles it all up.
Porvin, would you be willing to mark the lair of this chimera on my map?
Someone's going treasure hunting, aren't they?
Well, I feel if I'm going to kill the beast, I'm at least entitled to its treasure.
Entitled. This is why I left Shirebrook. This is why I left the lands of your people. Entitled to this, entitled to that.
It tried
Rights
to kill
and
me,
names.
Porvin.
Yes, I suppose by the natural laws, if you kill it, you are entitled to what it has.
It tried to kill me, Aldrich. Porvin.
Aldrich. How is that old fuddy-duddy?
I don't know, he left.
Hmm.
Maybe he's camped out naked somewhere around here.
I doubt it. That man was never one to embrace the truth about himself.
How do you mean?
He makes a sweeping gesture from his neck to his toes with both of his hands.
Yes, I doubt Sheldrick looks good naked.
Oh, right, I see. So, the thing's lair is there.
Yeah, he points a thick finger right kind of below the H on the Shadow Mountains. Somewhere around here, near the greatest peak.
What do you think, Porvin? Would you look after a smoke method for me if I went treasure hunting?
No. It's enough to put you up for a night. I'm not doing your dirty work. I'm not getting caught up in your affairs.
Well, I say looking to the other two. How's about a detour tomorrow?
What?
Well, I'm going to head
for
to
a cut of the
below.
treasure, perhaps.
Well, we'll see what's there, Georg. I'm sure you can find something to your liking.
I have little need for this material wealth.
Who's talking now? Ivan?
Porvin, yeah.
Oh,
See yourself, Porvin.
Yeah, I think he was talking to me and Tyrus, right?
Yeah, I was, yeah.
Well, Porvin's still saying.
Yeah.
I'll let him think it was offered to him, even though it wasn't.
I imagine there's probably a whole nest of bugbears in there now.
Indeed.
Yeah.
We'll probably have to clear it out, but that shouldn't be too much trouble.
So, Porvin, do you think she would know more about this curse? I gesture vaguely to the west.
Makes you think she isn't the curse.
That was my next question.
Excuse me, she?
The witch. The Witch of the Wilds.
I've heard that name muttered around town. I thought it was a legend to keep children at bay.
Oh, no. Not at all. She does delight on the flesh and bone.
Indeed. Well, an acquired taste, to be sure.
Do you reckon it's worth a visit? Or...
How did your last visit with her go? Seemed, from my perspective, all went well. Are you still on good terms?
She's not on good terms with me, but... in my mind, at least, the witch owes me a debt.
Didn't she do you a favor? I wouldn't go telling her she owes you anything. That's a quick way to be a meal.
Who's eating who?
She's eating you.
We'll see about that. Unless she likes the taste of rocks.
Well, she has her ways beyond what you would imagine. I would be careful around her.
Yes, of course.
Tyrus is visibly agitated by this conversation, but keeps his mouth shut.
I'll go and talk to Tyrus while Georg's talking to Owen. Do you know about this witch, Tyrus?
Fucking hag that lives out here. Sturge has run into her more than once.
Is she dangerous?
Yes. She... Well, you know the stories you grew up hearing? Are all true. She does eat small children. She does turn people into frogs. She does the worst things you can imagine.
Small children are easy prey compared to the likes of us, though.
Oh. I mean, they tell stories of the small children, but her typical food is those that cross her path, whatever they may be. Bugbears, ogres, bullywugs, lizardmen, landed knights.
Okay. Well, perhaps we're best going to the chimera first, and then...
There are forces of nature we had better not mess with.
What do you say, Georg?
What's that?
Is it worth going to see this hag?
I don't know. I look back to Porvin.
Porvin says, "Don't call her that. That's a likely way to get yourself killed. Witch of the Wilds, please."
The Witch of the Wilds.
Do you think she has worthwhile insight into this curse, these disappearing villages, or...?
She probably does, but the price is probably too high to pay. I would leave her alone in all but the most dire of needs.
Well,
Last resort.
I think I would agree with this.
Let's see if we can't make the smoke method talk first. But still, shall we travel to this chimera tomorrow, Georg, Tyrus? It's only a quick ride on the back of a Pegasus.
If you wish, but don't think that slaying the beast gives you some sort of entitlement to what's inside. I imagine there will be foes to slay yet.
Tyrus clears his voice and says, "We're going to do this. We're going to do it right. Equal shares all around. 1/3, 1/3, 1/3.
I nod.
I agree, but the problem is, Tyrus, that Georg and I here have similar taste in treasure.
Well, that is a problem for the two of you to work out. And if there are things that can't be evenly split, that aren't just material wealth, then, well, someone goes first, someone goes second, then third, and then whoever went third goes first, and then whoever went second goes second, whoever went first goes third, and you just go back and forth."
It's fine. We wouldn't know where it was if it weren't for Georg. So, that's fine.
Good. I think we should decide right now who gets first pick of the treasure, though, before we see it. Make it fair.
Well, I think it's only fair that I killed the beast. I should get first pick. It's hard to argue with that.
I looked at Tyrus. Seems reasonable enough.
What if there's something even nastier in its lair now?
If
How
that's
does
the
that change
case, then
things?
we can reassess. Roll a dice, perhaps.
All right. Malachi gets first pick. I get second pick. Georg gets third and fourth. I get fifth. Malachi gets sixth.
I shrug.
Fair enough.
Deal.
All right,
Now, as long as you don't any of you kill me in my sleep tonight, it sounds like a plan for tomorrow.
Your eyes seem to light up when there's treasure involved, Tyrus. I heard the only reason that you refused to let the Count arrest you is because he was going to take your sword.
Well, stories have a way of telling themselves.
From what I hear, it was very heroic.
Huh.
Perhaps you can tell us as we dine.
As I said, I don't like to talk about the past.
It's only a few months ago.
He grumbles. Porvin gets a fire going in his little hearth and starts making you guys some food. Asks Malachi to pick some carrots out of the garden. Asks Georg to go get some lettuce. Asks Tyrus to bring in some ham from the cellar down below. And
nice. We have a nice evening. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I only cast one spell today, so I think I can learn Polymorph self-cast it and learn it again, because I don't have any other spells to learn. That's right, isn't it?
What's the time on learning it?
40 minutes. Oh no, I did cast Stone Skin though.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'll just learn Polymorph Self twice.
I don't think you can learn it, cast it, and learn it again, because that would be 80 minutes plus casting.
Yeah,
you have 1 hour. Yeah.
All right. We're hunting probably bugbears. All right, just working out what spells I want. Gail, Ryan, you don't post your spells, do you?
No, but I do keep them in a public spreadsheet.
Oh, okay.
And I have stopped doing the whole
Counting spells?
Cast. Well, I've stopped counting spell levels that I cast.
Mm-hmm.
But Neal made it so complicated to cast spells and relearn them that I've kind of given up on that.
Yeah. I've given up on that too. But you've still got to keep track of what spells you've got each day, though, right?
Yes.
Yes,
he tracks them. The casting spells and relearning them the same day is designed to be a minor thing to, pick up a few small things. It's I didn't want to break the game by giving people infinite spells in the morning.
Yeah.
So why don't we take a break, and when we come back from break, you guys can set out the next morning and search the chimera lair.
Sure. Georg sleeps in a
tiny hut.
In a tiny hut all by himself.
Nice.
And
all right.
All good.
Cool. See everybody on the other side of our break. Bye-bye.